women are meant for this because we literally from day one multitask. I found that a lot of my women, C-suites were like, yeah, okay, So it's quite interesting to see that women actually, when crises come, that's when you really see us. My name is Savannah Maziya. I work for a company called Bonengi Investment Group. Well, it's been quite something. It's, we are in the infrastructure and mining environment. So it's people working closely together, either constructing something or mining something. So in the companies on the boards that I sit on or that we're invested in, or our own operations, we've had to let over 60,000 people go home, which means from a financial perspective, it's quite interesting to be able to manage that, but also to be able to manage the logistics of doing that. How do you let that number of people go home? How do you manage the healthcare environment around those people, the training around this virus, how to deal with the virus, supplying them with sanitizers, masks, and all the things that they require to be able to keep safe. That's been quite an experience. We also had to bus some people home, about 11,000 people, to ensure that they got home before we got on lockdown. So to get 11,000 people home was quite something as well. The planning and logistics was quite something. We had never thought we'd have to do anything of this nature within a short time frame. But like I said, once we all understood it had to be done, it was done. It's a lesson in how to work together. It's a lesson in how to keep a calm mind. And it's a lesson in how to focus and ensure that your people are safe and, feel safe, not only from a PPE and masks and everything, but also from talking to them, because people really panicked because a lot of information was going in the media that was really not regular media, but social media, that this was happening, it's the end of the world, and this is happening, and the other thing is happening, and to really kind of clear that whole area and ensure that people get the right information and they don't do anything that would compromise them in any way, shape, or form. But also, we had to bring in mental health practitioners because we felt that was really important. I don't mind it at all, actually. From a personal perspective, I appreciate the health scare that it is. I appreciate the sadness of losing people and the sadness of people getting ill. But from an operational perspective, I don't mind it a lot because I have worked from home, a couple of times in my life. So it's not too difficult. I think it's something else that we actually put onto our plan when we were looking to go into the lockdown, to say, let's have Zoom, let's have, Microsoft Office, let's have every single possible meetings profile out there that we could utilize at any given time, that we ensure that this doesn't work, we go into that. But luckily, everything has worked. And I must say, if we think of technology, we've been talking in that space for over 15 years that this time will come, where we use these, tools to be able to maximize our work environment. So what we're just doing now really is going into a very large test case as the world to say, can it actually happen? And what happens, when airlines are not working, can we really make this happen? It's been an interesting time to be able to manage a lot of crises at the same time, but also not being able to go out and meet people to actually have a sit down and say, hey, this crisis, how do we deal with this and that and the other? So there's a skill I'll get out of this, I'm sure, which is how to manage in a critical environment and still be calm. So it's an interesting thing to go through, because when you have your male counterparts, it's quite interesting to see how they deal as well. I was just saying, and we had a group meeting a couple of days ago, and I said, women are meant for this because we literally from day one multitask. You've got kids crying, you've got a meeting going, you've got a husband requiring this, you've got family wanting that, and you've got all these things that are all important and, all need attention and to be dealt with and to feel that they're acknowledged and understood and loved, So this process, actually, I found that a lot of my women, C-suites were like, yeah, okay, So it's quite interesting to see that women actually, when crises come, that's when you really see us. And we don't really look for any kind of credit. We just get on with it and get it done and ensure that everybody gets acknowledged and gets to where they need to get to within the time that they need to get to. We should take this opportunity to really push our position on leadership. We need to kind of really step up to the fore to be able to show everybody how to lead in a crisis. And I think women are the best placed people to do so, with the support of men. Everybody you're meeting every single day and talking to and saying, hi, how you doing, is going through a huge challenge. And we do have the superficial, so hi, how you doing, and sort of move on. I've really tried to draw in without trying to have, a long sob story type situation, but really trying to get people to talk and say what's going on and how can we help you and how can we ensure that, mentally and physically you're strong to do the job that you need to do. So all these things are important, but compassion is really the thing that I'm finding is coming out more and more in everything that I'm doing. Is let's focus on compassion. Let's be human beings again.